When you're picking a vendor to audit, always look at your hotline tips. Is someone coming in and telling you something you need to know about? That's obvious. We'll follow that path to its conclusion, but there's also a data analysis method. You need to find out what vendor is looking different than other vendors. Fraud is different than normal business transactions. We've studied that in Benford's Law and other things. Fraud is different. We need to find out what businesses are different than other businesses that we're dealing with. Specifically, if our budget for a particular item in our company is flat and one vendor is really increasing, the others are decreasing. Why is that one vendor getting more of the business? Is it a legitimate business need? Is it a pricing issue? Is it an availability issue, a quality issue? Or is there a ulterior motive? We can make a matrix of vendors by approver, and in the middle of the matrix are putting the dollars of invoices that have been approved by that person for that vendor. And if we find that a vendor is only having one approver approve their invoices, why is that? Is that a reason that is anomalous? Why is it anomalous? Then we can look at maybe one vendor has 95% of its invoices approved and just a small fragment. We need to know some of these things, particularly if you do the comparison between vendors of a common field. Vendors are providing us a commodity or service A. They should be relatively consistent throughout that. Maybe there's a bid process that's gone on and that causes one vendor to go up and the others drop off. That's fine, but you need to understand and know what's going on with your vendors. And that data analysis can prove helpful in selecting your vendors. When you're staffing a vendor audit, you need to realize you're going into a potential confrontational situation. You need to have your game plan together. You need to have thought about what particular ideas you may have that this vendor is pulling that are unsatisfactory or nefarious, and so for some reason. You need to have your ideas about what you're going to do to determine whether or not that's true. You need to have an idea how you're going to document it. When you get a confession, how are you going to work it out? What if it gets a little rambunctious in the audit and you have some personal safety concerns? I've had a situation dealing with a vendor where a .38 pistol was plopped on the table with the barrel pointed toward me. I was very concerned. That got my attention. The audit staff and I have a way of communicating with a term or something that would let us know when either one of us are outside our area of safety. And when either one are out, we go. We leave the scene. But in that case, the vendor was just putting a gun on the desk that had been given to him because his wife was going to take their company car and go on an errand and she didn't have a concealed carry permit. And he was putting it out there. It sounds threatening, but it wasn't done in a threatening mode. But you have to be alert to those things. You need to have talked about what your suspicions are, how you're going to attack the problem, how you're going to be in control, how you're going to be kind and mild. You catch more bears with honey than vinegar. And if you stay calm and under control with all these pressures coming at you, you will get a better result.